camp replies Atiku's attack dog, DINO MELAYE. DINO said Mr. B lacks what it takes to unify the country, noting that peace is the prerequisite for economic development. The spokesperson of the Atiku Abubakar presidential campaign organization, DINO MELAYE, has described the potential movement, or the political movement rather, of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as a mere euphoria that cannot win an election. He said Mr. Obi lacked what it takes to unify the country, noting that peace is the prerequisite for economic development. What Peter Obi's people reply said. In reply, Obi's camp called MELAYE the attack dog of the PDP flag bearer Atiku Abubakar. A statement made available to the reporters on Monday, August 15, 2022, noted that the politician had nothing to say but to keep attacking the man of the hour. No matter the quantum of untruths and falsity the attack dog of the other candidates dish out, Peter Obi will never respond to them. Obi is not in the competition with them, but with their principles. He is issue-driven in his journey to Aso Rock to serve the people and rescue the country. What Peter Obi will not waste time on. The office told citizens that Obi has many useful things to say and cannot waste time on rabble-rousers who do not appreciate the enormity of the country's challenges. The statement noted that the LP candidate is at the service of Nigerian youths who are committed to this project and would not want distractions. It said above all, his hard-earned outstanding credentials and reputations are such that he cannot climb down so low to join them in the gutter. For those who call the obedient media office seeking Obi's response to Dino's needless attacks on him, these are the reasons. If you join a madman in a fight in the marketplace, you could be mistaken for one, it added. MELAYE also took a swing at Tinubu. Mr. MELAYE, a former senator, also took a swing at the presidential candidate of the ruling party APC, saying the performance of current Buhari administration makes it impossible to sell Tinubu's candidacy. Well, not surprising, campaigns will start soon, and really this is the usual. So again, obviously, political parties, director generals of campaign organizations, Atiku, whoever the party is, this is the time for exchange of words going back and forth, and obviously it is not surprising. Well, given the fact that they also know the party they're representing, the way in which they respond obviously matters. But of course, it says Peter Obi's camp and doesn't necessarily give any name or any organization to speak on behalf of Peter Obi. But again, it's DINO MELAYE, first of all. I don't think it's surprising for him to get such a reply like that. He's not necessarily, obviously he's known in the political space, but he's been described as an attack dog. And really, as they said, what the conversation is, the fact that Peter Obi is running against their principles, not them. So really, there is no point for Peter Obi to reply to them. And maybe that is what the trigger is, because if he does reply, or even if, let's say Tinubu replies to Dino himself, it will be like there's no point. Obviously, it can be twisted against them. So really, the conversation that you'd expect, or if you're expecting a reply from Peter Obi, it has to be that he is directed towards what has been given to him. And that direction has to come from other presidential candidates to make it more mature and fair, to be honest. So, yeah, Atiku's attack dog. Listen, things are getting obviously intense, more serious, and it's not surprising that it comes with the timing of it all. So, first opinion, Dino, you may be hardworking and have made your money, but as far as repairing the nation is concerned, you are nowhere near someone to listen to. It is time. When it is time to mock people and dance, we will call you, okay? Damn. Again, it is very true. As I said, we know Dino MELAYE in the space. He's not necessarily somebody that is not popular, but when it comes to a lot of serious conversations and, conversations that really do matter, I don't think he'd be the first we'd expect to engage. And to even think that he says Peter B has or doesn't have what it takes to unify the country, and Atiku does, and what APC does, because really, when you look at Atiku's desperation, because he's never really won it at this point. So, there are very many theories you can say, to that, but he's never won it, and he's tried it so many times. That desperation makes us think, his motivations are driven very, very selfishly, because if you really love Nigerians that much, I mean, Nigerians have to love you back and also see the love, right? Because really, you have tried so many times and you just haven't won. Or maybe it's your party, I don't know whatever strategy is using, but you said Peter Obi lacks what it takes to unify the country. Well, it's not really that. I mean, if you think of the fact that, apparently, I think statistically, over like 70% of Nigeria's population are under 40, and that is a very huge margin. And so to think that generation or to think that group of people, there was a trigger even to start registration for their voters card. I mean, that in itself was a movement. And you were talking, 18 years that just turned 18. We're talking 18 years or 18 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and even those that are literally getting their PVC. So really, for the fact that there's a common aim of fixing the country, he can unite the whole country, because they also expect that, he has brought himself forward as someone who has said, and his credentials have shown that, he's capable of fixing the situation. So are you trying to say that Atiku has a unifying presence or unifying factor to him that makes him better? Well, in my opinion, I don't really think so. But again, I guess it is his job to be the attack dog. What can DINO show for the time of being a senator? It is not only cars. A reasonable and responsible man should not have his time. Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about important conversations. And of course, as the first comment said, when it is time to mock people, as he's just doing, and to dance, then we'll call you. I guess that is why he is the president of the spokesperson of the Atiku Abubakar Presidential Campaign Organization. He is the spokesperson. All he's doing is talking, as he's just demonstrated, just mocked, Peter Obi, and really the fact he hasn't even gone in depth in his statement or justifiable or given any justifiable reason just shows the depth of his argument, and really the depth of, if there's even any depth. If Atiku was a serious contender, he will not have the likes of DINO, the scavenger, in his camp. I mean, you want somebody as your spokesperson and you choose DINO MELAYE? Like, it's a lot. I mean, really, you want a spokesperson, and of all people you chose, it is DINO MELAYE. I mean, prepare for your campaign to literally be a joke, because we're all going to laugh. And as the first person says, when it's time to mock somebody or dance, we will call you, because really there is no ounce of seriousness that comes with this individual. Oh, Tinubu, DINO has a point because of APC. Because APC has nothing to convince Nigerians to end their votes. That is true, but you have to understand where is their intention coming from. The motivations behind saying that, which is obviously the truth, is the fact that they also want to get there. I mean, at the end of the day, what they did to PDP, or what was done to them by the APC in 2015, is what they're doing back to the APC. And the same way Nigerians united and said, you know what, we don't even want PDP again, and that is why APC was the choice, is the same way Nigerians will unite and say, you know what, no PDP, no APC, want something new and something working, and they will find out that all these plans and all the campaigns that they have were useless anyways. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.